So you want to teach in Turkey. Well, the bad news is it's not as easy as you think. But the good news is it's also not as hard as you think. I'm Cecile. Welcome to my channel, From Canada to Adana. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to get a teaching job in Turkey, what you need, what to look for, and what to look out for. If you find this video useful, chances are you'll enjoy my other videos too, so don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's get started. Typically, what you're going to need to get a teaching job in Turkey is not so different from what you would need elsewhere. A cover letter, a CV, some good solid references in your back pocket available upon request, an ESL teaching certificate, and a Bachelor of Education or some kind of equivalent. Now, there are exceptions to this. This is not a hard and fast rule, but if you have these two things, then you're unlikely to encounter any problems. Now, the Ministry of Education changes its requirements every so often. I think most recently, a Bachelor of Education with a specific teaching area is necessary. One thing you want to be careful of is any school that is willing to hire you purely on the basis of you being a native English speaker. So keep in mind what a really good school would require. These are requirements not necessarily even of the individual school, but these are Ministry of Education and work visa requirements. So if a school is willing to hire an unqualified person, chances are they're not going to be getting the proper permits. So you can either approach a school directly. Most schools have their own websites and you can find the information there about availability, who to contact. There are also hiring fairs, and a lot of teachers get their jobs through international hiring fairs. Now, a good private school in Turkey, an American school in Turkey, or an international school or a foreign school is going to do its hiring through hiring fairs. Not exclusively, but those schools will probably be sending out feelers through these job fairs. So if you want to know what's available in Turkey, a job fair is a really good, solid place to start. If you attend a job fair, that also tells the school that you have already been vetted to a certain degree. So, it's almost like you've gotten through the first step of the hiring process, because not just anybody can attend a hiring fair. So there's a process to get into the fair in the first place. One thing that's really important is timing. I think this is not unique to Turkey, but international schools around the world. Hiring fairs usually happen January, February, March. Let's go a step back. Most really good schools ask their current employees to let them know by December 31st whether or not they plan to continue the next year. So really good schools will already know by the middle to end of December what they need or what positions they need to hire for the upcoming year. So if you want to get a really good school, you want to already be applying in January, February, March, April. And as each month goes by, the best jobs tend to already be filled. So just to give you an example, I signed my contract to work at Robert College in Istanbul late December 2009, and I started teaching there September 2010. So that just gives you an idea of the lead time. I probably had applied late November, early December. Now, this doesn't mean that all the good jobs are gone by, let's just say, March. Sometimes an excellent school needs to make a last-minute hiring change. Someone drops out, someone has a family emergency, and sometimes a really good school has an opening April, May, even June, even July. This has happened. And that can be a really lucky opportunity. It's not something to count on, but it can be a way for a teacher to get into a really, really good school in a less competitive time. What you don't want to do is contact a school in June, July, August about a teaching position in September. This not only shows your lack of professionalism, but also shows that you don't know the industry really well. And at the same time, any school that is hiring that late in the season, again, unless it's an extenuating circumstance, is probably not a really professional school. So what can you expect to get? Your employer, your future employer, should get your work and residence visas for you. They should also pay for these. You also want to receive the Turkish state health insurance and pension. This is called SGK or SGK. Now, you might say, why do I want this? Why do I need this? I'm going to spend 2, 3, 4 years in Turkey and go on to another country. Not only do you want to be able to benefit from the state health insurance while you're here, you never know what happens. People end up staying in Turkey when they didn't plan to. I also believe it is possible to transfer that money out later. Don't quote me on that, but that might be an option. As a foreigner in Turkey, you also want private health insurance. You also want to get money paid into a private overseas pension fund. You can expect to have your employer provide you flights to and from Turkey at the start and end of every contract period. This is usually every year or every second year. You can also expect to have a portion of your salary paid in US dollars or some other hard currency and be given the option to have that deposited into a bank account abroad or a US dollar account here in Turkey. They usually give you the choice. Finally, you also want to get either a housing stipend or full-out housing provided, usually on campus or close to the school where you'll be working. These apartments are usually furnished. The best schools will usually go above and beyond all the benefits that I just outlined. My last employer paid for flights for my husband and my 3 kids and myself to fly to Canada once every 2 years, and then obviously back to Turkey for the start of my next contract. They also paid for my children's schooling. Now, again, this varies. Some employers will provide free schooling for your children at their own institution. Others will provide reduced tuition, so it really depends. But there should be some allowance if you are traveling with children. One thing that's always been important to me, professional development opportunities. So that's another thing to look at, especially if teaching in Turkey is just one step on your, professional journey. So Turkish schools provide professional development in different ways. They can have in-house professional development in the form of conferences or visiting experts. They can have teachers teaching teacher days. They can also have conferences between the schools. There is an organization called ATC, the Autumn Teachers Conference, that takes place every second year in Turkey. And there are, I don't remember now, 7 or 8 member schools. These are Turkish schools where most of the courses are taught in English. That is the requirement for schools to be a part of this ATC group. And they'll take turns hosting conferences. I think, again, it's every second year in the autumn. And teachers present to each other. And it's a really great conference. Other schools also have a professional development fund, and they will send you to conferences within Turkey or even internationally. I've even had colleagues had part of their master's or PhDs paid for by the school we worked at. So lots of different options there, but that's something to look for if you are thinking in terms of your broader career. So how much networking does that school do with other schools in Turkey or even abroad? How much opportunity will you have to interact with teachers in similar positions at other schools in Turkey? Those are all signs of a really good school and signs of a school where that school can potentially be a stepping stone for you to go elsewhere. So it's the beginning of November now. It's a little bit too early for schools to be hiring, but it's not too early for you to start thinking about a job for next September. So start researching schools, sign up with an organization that does school fairs. I was a part of Search Associates. You can Google them. Really great organization. You pay a small membership fee that I think gives you 2 years of membership, I believe. Or anyway, you can look it up. This year I believe they're doing virtual fairs. So it's definitely a good time to start thinking about it. And then, you know, December, start getting your references and your CV in order. And, you know, early January, you can start putting out feelers. Good luck. If you found this useful or interesting, please do give this video the thumbs up. It'll help more potential teachers in Turkey get the word. And if you haven't yet subscribed, do so that you get notified next week when my next video comes out. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.